Wait, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to show you how I waste money or burn it. You're watching a personal finance channel after all. But in this video, I'm going to share why I plan to spend all my money before I die and how I plan to do it. This is inspired by the book Die with Zero and was recommended by Family Finance. But Queenie, why would you spend all your money before you die? Isn't that a bit selfish? What about your future kids and your friends and family? I don't think it's selfish. In fact, I think it's the opposite. And this is where I would like to tell you a story about my childhood and why I think it's important to spend my money. My parents divorced when I was a baby and my dad got full custody of me, so I lived with him for most of my childhood. He's a great dad and he always had time for me, but one thing that stood out to me and everyone he's ever met is that he is extremely frugal. I am very thankful for his thriftiness and his frugalness because he really did teach me the value of money. However, at the same time, I do think that sometimes he was a little bit too frugal and a little bit too thrifty at the expense of our own life satisfaction and enjoyment. Hey Dad, can we go to the movies? Nah. Hey Dad, can we go to a restaurant? No. Hey Dad, can we go? No. Hey Dad, can we? No. Hey Dad, no. Okay. Fine. But in saying that, nobody's parents are perfect, and I was definitely lucky to have the family that I grew up with because we always had food to eat and I was able to go to school and I grew up in an amazing country. So I am still thankful for all of those life experiences. Asking my dad for money, even when I was a kid, never felt right to me because I saw how much it meant to him. And that's why I wanted to become financially independent as soon as possible. And that is one of the reasons why I got my first job at McDonald's when I was 14, as soon as I was legally able to. And now I'm 25 and I live with my partner Pablo in this apartment that we purchased a few years ago. And I'm very happy that we were able to get here on our own terms. But now that I am an adult, I see my dad, who does have enough money to live a comfortable lifestyle, traveling and enjoying his life, just not really doing anything with his money. And seriously, nothing would make me happier than to see my dad spending the money that he's worked so hard to earn throughout his working years, spending it on himself and the things that make him happy. And that is why I would like to die with zero, or as close to zero as I can get. I want to spend money on things and experiences that make me happy, and I want to give generously to the people that I love and the charities that mean something to me. Instead of giving my dad money, I took him on a trip to China because he's always wanted to go there. Buying his flights was so much more worthwhile because if I just gave him money, he wouldn't have spent that money anyway. Hey Dad, I bought some tickets for us so we can go to China just like you've always wanted. Great, but how much did it cost? Don't worry, this one's on me, so it's free. So now you know why I want to die with zero, or as close to zero as I can get. You're probably thinking, how are you planning to die with zero? Because you don't know when you're going to die, and what do you want to spend it on? So I've done some calculations, and if all goes well, I should die by the age of 96, but this is life and we never really know for sure. I'm just kidding, I didn't do my own calculations. I actually went to a website called livingto100.com to do my life expectancy test. So if you're curious, you can check out this website. And I've done some other calculations, and my videos reach more people when you guys give this video a like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. So go on, what are you waiting for? It's a completely free experience. One of the biggest lessons that I learned from the book Die with Zero, which was recommended by Family Finance, is the older that we get, the less enjoyment we can extract from our money because our health declines with age. $10,000 in your 20s goes a lot further than $10,000 in your 90s, or even in your 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. So in order to ensure that my money is spent wisely, I'm going to spend it on experiences that I can do while I'm young. And in my opinion, giving money to my future children and charities while I'm alive is better than giving it to them after I pass, because they would also prefer to have that money sooner rather than later. So what's the best way to spend our money in my opinion? There have been many scientific studies that have shown that spending money on experiences brings us more happiness than spending money on material possessions. This is because even though those experiences are over, we still get memories from those experiences. So when we think back to those experiences that we have, we get a burst of happiness all over again. Whereas the happiness that we feel when we purchase material possessions tends to decline over time. We may feel happy initially when we purchase a new handbag or a new watch, but that happiness does tend to fade over time. Just look at these shoes now. A few months ago they were brand new and now they're off-white. So how do we know which things to spend money on? Since I did grow up frugally, value for money has always been really important to me. So lately I've been looking at experiences like investments that can pay off dividends over the long term. And by dividends, I actually mean memory dividends. But I also think that saving money and spending money is a balance, and there's a time for saving money and there's a time for spending money. Pablo and I would have never been able to be in the position that we are in right now if we didn't live frugally over the past few years. By looking at ways to save money on our grocery bill, by cooking most of our meals at home, and by really considering our purchases just to make sure that we actually needed things or not. But thankfully, financially, we are in a position now where we can look at trying to invest our money in experiences rather than solely looking at ways that we can set ourselves up financially. So I think it's important for you to consider what actually means most to you right now. Is it saving for the future? Or is it enjoying the present? Or is it a little bit of both? There is no right or wrong answer. And Pablo and I have been spending a little bit more on things that make our life easier. For example, we've hired a cleaner that comes in to clean our apartment every 2 weeks, which saves us a lot of time, and they do such an amazing job. And we also order meal delivery services so we don't have to cook every day.
Queenie, did you tell them about the free $20?
That's right, I almost forgot. Thank you so much for the reminder, Pablo. 86400 is the bank that I bank with, and they do have a 1.2% interest rate. If you sign up with my code Queenie, you'll get a free $20 when you make at least 3 purchases within 30 days. So if you'd like to check it out for yourself, I do have an affiliate link down in my description below. Thanks, Pablo, I'll take it from here, but we'll catch you again soon for the secret code. Okay, Queenie, I think I understand now. I'm going to spend all my money and book a $250,000 trip to space. It's all the money that I have, but it will be worth it. Wait, before you spend all your money, I think there is a bit of a balancing act, because we don't want to spend all our money before we die, because that will make our life really hard. But at the same time, we don't want to have too much money left over after we die either. I think it's good to be reminded of just how precious our life is. We only live once, and there are certain experiences that we can only fully enjoy while we're young and healthy. And it's also important to remember to give back while we are alive and while we have the means to do it. Thanks again to Bill Perkins, the author of the book Die with Zero, and to Family Finance for recommending this book. And if you would like to check out this book for yourself, I do have an affiliate link down in my description below, which doesn't cost you anything extra, but can also go towards helping support this YouTube channel. Okay, so now you need to knock on the door, come in, and then tap me on the shoulder and whisper in my ear. Yep. Thanks for the secret code, Pablo. So make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and write us a comment below with the word bucket list in it, just so we know who watched this video all the way through.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See
Bye.
you.